Hi guys, it's Michaela with Your Everyday Woman. So today I'm going to go ahead and do my skincare routine for you guys. It is a very basic skincare routine, not a whole lot into it. Keep in mind I do have normal to dry skin, but I will throw in some tips that I've heard helps with oily skin and people who have, if you've got like acne issues. So with that, let's just get right into the video. So, the two big things when it comes to skincare, and it doesn't really matter what type of skin you have, you always want to cleanse and you always want to moisturize. Everything else is just going to be extra help. So, I thought about showing this portion the night before because I do start my skincare routine at night, but I didn't quite feel comfortable taking you guys into my bathroom and just doing all of that, so I'm just going to go ahead and share with you guys exactly what I do. So at night I use my Clean and Clear facial cleanser. This particular one is oil free. Personally, I don't really notice a difference whether oil free or not, but I do make sure it's exfoliating. That's my big thing. You want to get off the dead skin. Always. If you don't like an exfoliant, it's not like necessary that you use it, but for my drier skin, I prefer an exfoliant because it just gets off the dead skin. So that's what this is. This is the morning burst version. You can get a nighttime version. And yeah, if you're comfortable, you can use it both at morning and at night, but for me, nighttime does the trick. And then for makeup remover, instead of makeup wipes, because those tend to dry down the skin, if you do use makeup wipes, make sure they are alcohol free. But I just use petroleum jelly, and all I do is I stick my finger in here and I rub it all on my eyes, just kind of in this motion on my eyebrows. Let it sit for a minute, and what that'll do is it'll not only take off your makeup, but it'll actually help moisturize like your under eyes and all of that. And I typically just do it on my eyes because usually the face wash will get the rest of my makeup off at night. But this stuff works wonders. I've had this little bottle, or this little thing here since I've gotten married. It lasts a long time. So one of these will last you for years, and this is like the smallest size that they have. So yeah, that will be my night before. So now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is my morning, makeup prep. So after you cleanse and exfoliate, the next step would be to use a toner. This works if you have oily skin. If you have dry skin, you don't need it. I, again, highly would recommend get an alcohol-free toner. This is just the Neutrogena one, but make sure it is alcohol-free because it will dry out your skin, but this is supposed to be for oil control. I don't typically use this stuff. I just happen to have it on hand, but for the sake of this video, I'll go ahead and show you exactly what I do and how I use it. So I just dab a little bit on a cotton ball like that, and then you're supposed to go in upward motions. And that really is just going to help mostly with oil control, but I don't have oily skin, so it'll help your skin either way. Just especially if you're using it on dry skin, make sure it's alcohol free. I'll let that sit, just kind of rub that into my face. Hi, baby. So from there, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to use the Clinique Moisture Surge, and this is a Hydrating Supercharge Concentrate. What this does is basically it's a pre-moisturizer. This is, what I use every day. You can skip this step if you want to, but for me, I like extra moisture, so I'm just going to use this. It's kind of more or less acts as a primer to my moisturizer, and I noticed it actually does make a huge difference. I don't typically use it in place of a moisturizer unless I am traveling, like taking my moisturizer with me. But this, honestly, it makes, it's the most subtle differences, but it's a nice, huge difference. And so, put that in. Next, I'm going to go in with my Olay Active Hydrating, it's the Active Hydrating Moisturizer. This is what I use daily. You can use it at night too. When I think about it, I will, but for the most part, I just put it on in the mornings. So I just take that and I just run it all over my face. And then just kind of running this everywhere. So some people, you know, especially for more oily skin types, I know use certain oils. Like I think like a Marjuka oil is definitely supposed to be helpful. So if you do have more oily skin, go ahead and use an oil either after the moisturizer or in place. It's really up to personal preference. But really, that's kind of basically my skin prep. Aside from like primers and stuff, which I will show you in a second. But that's just, you know, it's pretty quick, very basic to the point. Again, you want to cleanse and you want to moisturize all skin types. Next, I actually have two different primers. Sometimes I use both, sometimes I just use one. I'm going to use really any primer that fits your skin type. But I'm going to go ahead and go in with my Milk Makeup Blur Stick. And what I like to do is sometimes I'll use this just by itself as my primer. Sometimes because it is a primer, but sometimes I'll use it to go with a primer. And what I do is I like to just run it all on my face. I've got some red spots here that this helps. It does an amazing job at covering, and I'll go ahead and run it under my eyes as well and on my head and just kind of rub it all. And then this will just help, you know, especially if you have larger pores, it'll help with just filling in those pores. Also, I forgot to mention, but if you do have baggy under eyes, another thing you could do is if you get like under eye little like eye masks, you can do that while you're doing your skin prep as well. Yeah, it'll definitely work. So this step, purely optional. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my It Cosmetics Feel the Moment Hydrating. It's a skin rejuvenating primer serum, so it does have moisturizing properties in it. Just take a little bit on my hand like that, and just run that all over my face. And this is just going to act as my main primer, my main base, and just rub that all over your skin. And typically with this right here, and just with any primer, especially if you want your makeup to last, you're gonna want to let your primer sit for a few minutes. I'll usually go in and do my brows, and then I'll come back and do my foundation. But the longer you let it sit, the more it's gonna seep into your skin and fill in those pores and really be a good base. Because if you want the foundation to stay, you want your makeup to stay, you're gonna want a nice, good base. And so, but you know what, for the sake of this video, I'm going to go ahead and just do my foundation, but just pretend I let this sit for like 5 to 10 minutes. Usually I'll, you know, feed Abby or do another part of my makeup or something, but for the sake of this video. So I'm going to go on with my Naked Skin foundation. I do have a review coming up. It'll probably be up by next week, but I do have my review with this in my monthly videos. But I've got the Urban Decay, not Naked Skin, Stay Naked foundation. And I have mine in the shade 30 NN, which is neutral. I usually take about 2 pumps on the back of my hand. I take my Real Techniques blender sponge, and I'm just gonna run that. Just blend that in. Do your foundation like normal. Yeah, my sponge isn't damp right now because I just cleaned it because my kid decided to take it and just hide it from me, and then it got dirty, so it's a little bit more damp than what I would like, but I'm just gonna run this all along my face and a little bit down my neck. Yeah, my face looks crazy right now, but if you would like to actually see my foundation routines, I will link those in the description box below. But for right now, I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the rest of my makeup off camera, and I will see you back in a few minutes. Alright, we're back. So with that, I hope you liked my skincare routine. It's very basic, not too much to it. I mean, there are a bunch of steps you could do, and I mean, everything that you could do, I'm sure you've seen a lot more steps in a lot more videos, but it'll all help your skin, that's for sure. But this is just kind of my basic day-to-day you know, I'm just trying to get out the door, skincare routine. So with that, I hope you liked this video. If you have any video requests, please let me know. Also, I did film this time look. I have a video on it that I will link in the description box if you are interested. But please, just, if there are any more videos that you'd like to see, just let me know. Thank you for watching. God bless, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.